DMJ Today with your host, Dawson, Marcus, and Jared. It was in the moment. It was like, go for it.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time you're watching this. Welcome back to DMJ Today, Darren, Mark, and Jared. Today we'll be talking about cancel culture, but before we get into that, how's everyone doing? How are you doing, Jared? How are you doing, Mark? How's life been?
I'm good, fam. Week's been good, been grinding, doing our thing. Yeah. Your side,
Dude,
Marcus?
I like your jacket, I like your jersey. I like
Hey, Star Labs, fam. You know the story.
Hey,
But the
okay,
cash is going to
okay.
now. I don't know. I stopped at season 3 is where I stopped. I'm not going any further, bro.
Did I stop at season 1?
No. Season 2 and 3 is pretty good.
Dude. I can't watch like shows like that, like Flash or like Archer. I can't watch like a season.
You mean the Arrow, fam?
I can watch like 2 seasons. The Arrow, same thing, bro. Come on.
No, bro. How you say the Archer?
How you doing, Mark? How's life been? How's your week been?
No, wait, fam. You said Archer.
Arrow, my bad.
Wait,
Hold up. Wait.
Hold on, bro.
Moving on. We're not talking about the Archer anymore. We're not talking about that. Mark, are you?
Maybe next week we can do an episode on
cancel him.
You are talking
No,
about.
wait, cancel him, fam.
Yeah.
Then
No,
the Archer.
Next week. Cancel me for saying Archer.
Wow.
Cancel him, fam.
Jared, we are here to educate, not to cancel people. So maybe in your private time, you can educate
Okay.
them.
Moving on. Mark,
Moving on.
how's your
I'm
life
good.
been, dude?
My week has
How's
been
your week?
dull.
What you been doing?
I'm on
Starting
holiday.
halfway through the week, so like,
That's true.
yeah, how's the start of your week been?
It's chilled. I'm on holiday, so I'm living my best life, doing whatever I want to.
Yeah, I'm also on holiday. Dude, people are still writing
Mm.
exams today.
I'm probably
That's so lame, dude.
Yeah, no. I think my next semester, I'm going
I
to
was-
start like next week or the week after that. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
Anything else exciting happen for you guys?
I bought
Before we
new
move on.
plants, which is a big win for my life. I'm like stocking up on plants. I'm
What
becoming a
type of
dad.
plant?
Like lots of
Ooh.
plants.
Is it a lavender? Is it a sunflower?
No.
Is it a rose?
No,
I don't know plants,
It's
dude. I'm
fine.
just guessing plants.
You should
Is
just
it
say like
a-
that's cool and we
Is
can
it
move on.
is it a cicada? Is that a plant? Is a cicada a plant?
I
Is
don't
that
know,
like
man.
a bug?
Mark,
I think it's a
I'm
bug.
liking the e-boy. I'm liking the e-boy look, Mark. Look good.
Yeah, I like the key.
Where do we
Key
find
on
your
the
TikTok?
chain, call it
fam?
a
What is your
keychain.
TikTok? What's
No.
your TikTok at, bro?
TikToks are so
Yeah.
week 1 of lockdown. I've moved on.
Link in description for Marcus's TikTok.
Yes, sir.
No way.
Where do you find all
Okay,
your
let's move
Christian
on.
TikToks?
Enough banter. Yeah, so today we'll be talking about culture, cancel culture. We're talking about our individual understandings of it, and then we'll move on to pros and cons. I think we'll start on the cons. But yeah, our understanding of it. Jared, let's start with you. What do you think cancel culture is?
So cancel culture. Cancel culture is basically, let's say it's a famous person or someone that's well known. They do something that's wrong either now or in the past, and basically people want to remove them from the face of the earth. Where they drag them through Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media platform, they drag them and they try and bury them 6 feet under, and they don't want them to come back ever again.
Yeah,
And
that was
basically,
that was quite damn, dude.
that's basically what people want to do, though. Am I right? Like they want to
Nah,
ruin.
I
someone's
see
life.
your point. It was just said so bluntly.
Yeah.
I know.
It was just
I just
said
want to
super
like,
bluntly. I was
yeah.
like, damn. Fair enough. Marcus, how
Yeah.
do you feel
I
about
think-
cancel culture? What do you think it is?
You know what? I think to an extent I agree with what Jared is saying. Maybe not the words that he used, but maybe like his idea behind it. The words are
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. I think what cancel culture is meant to be and what it has become is not the same thing. So I think at its root, it's forcing
Okay.
people to deal with the consequences of their actions. Whereas in the past, it's been like, you do something trashy, okay, cool. Like no one holds you accountable. You don't have to suffer the consequences. You can just do whatever you want to do and nothing happens. Whereas cancel
Yeah.
culture has become a thing of just because someone else, or I actually think it's because of the system saying that, but I mean, let's just use the system as an example, because the system doesn't give you, or doesn't force responsibility on you in the form of taking like the consequence of your action. It's now people saying, okay, cool, we will do it. So if you do something trashy, the consequence is going to be you being cancelled.
Delete.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely agree with both of you. On Jared's point, though, he did say that it was mainly focused at famous people, and I feel like we're not seeing, we don't see it just on famous people.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that every day in social media. Normal people get cancelled as well. Yeah, Twitter. I want to say social media because it's broader, but
it's Twitter, bro.
Twitter. Yeah, that's actually where like cancel culture, I guess, started. Like the toxic of it on Twitter. But if you like, it starts on Twitter, and it actually only happens on Twitter where people get cancelled. Media people, they don't like to. Media people, they just want a quick story, so they look on Twitter. Only like 10% of the world is on Twitter. If being honest, not everyone's on Twitter. So they look at the 10% of the world of what they're thinking, because they're lazy, they want to take a shortcut, they're trying to get a story out, and they post all of these things, saying without seeing both sides of the story or what happened actually. They just see a headline and they want to take that. I think that's where cancel culture becomes very dangerous, because you are taking the minority opinion over the majority opinion. I definitely think it can be good in some way, like the same way Marcus was saying, like with accountability. I think that's very important. People realizing they made a mistake and fixing it. But yeah, I think once they've realized and fixed the mistake, I think cancel culture becomes toxic, where we don't accept the person back into whatever form of social media we are. Because it mostly just happens on social media. I don't think people cancel people in real life that much.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's actually funny that actually happened today. Like, I started speaking to this dude again today who we real life cancelled in high school. No, like, Shane, he didn't. What he did was he was like being a good boyfriend, but he just did it in the wrong way. So everyone was just like, dude, no, we're not hanging with you anymore. And yeah, that's how I was speaking to him today. It was chill. I've forgiven him. I have not accepted cancel culture.
We have healed and we are moving on.
We are, 100%. Do we have any other points in that, or do you want to move on to the?
I think a big like a negative part of cancel culture is we're moving on to the cons.
Yeah.
It's just the double standard.
Yeah.
Like the double standards in cancel culture
100%
is astronomical.
Hey.
It is.
The boss.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
The volume on the bus.
Yeah, biggest double standard story recently, or I wouldn't say recently, but in the past couple of years, would be Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. Amber Heard, for those people who don't know, Amber Heard falsely accused Johnny Depp of physically abusing her, which he didn't at all. Johnny Depp lost his role as Captain Jack Sparrow and basically got shamed on social media, normal media, everything. And all of that happened, and then clips came out, well, not clips, but like audios came out of their voice recording, and it turns out Amber Heard was abusing him, and he didn't say anything. She even like cut a piece of his finger off, dude. It was insane. It's crazy, dude. And radio silence when that came out. There's you can search it on YouTube, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp audio clip. There will be a 2-hour clip of them, a 2-hour audio of them speaking on.
Was it 2 hours?
It was 2 hours. It's super long. And it's really sad actually, because Johnny, I'm gonna call him Johnny. We're on first name basis. Johnny's like, yo, if you're gonna carry on like abusing me, we're gonna have to get a divorce. Like, it's gonna have to happen. And it's really sad, because she's like, I don't think I don't think I'm gonna like be able to not abuse you. Like it's insane, dude. It's crazy. It's like really sad. And he's like, yo, please, like if we can do this, we can stay together. Like that's the only problem, is you abusing me every time we have an argument. It was really sad to listen to, especially since like he hasn't been outing her for anything that happened. You know what I mean? Yeah, really, really sad.
But I think on like a more everyday basis, it's not like in the cancel culture that you and I will encounter. It's just that people don't want to cancel their friends. Where it's like
100% favoritism.
Take any opportunity to launch someone publicly for something that they do, but as soon as one of our friends do something remotely similar, we're defending them, we're justifying them because we don't want to cancel what's close to home.
I think in that case where it's like the friend, it's super difficult because like, you know, this like 100% you're not going to expect your friend to do something stupid that is cancel worthy. So I would understand if a friend is like, yo, I didn't know anything about this, but like the person I know wouldn't do this or whatever, and defending him in that way. But I mean, if there's clear evidence that your friend is messing around, then you shouldn't be defending them. But I could definitely understand if like you are clear, like you clearly just didn't know anything, and you don't know what's happening, and you're like, no, I'm sure this guy isn't doing anything weird. You know what I mean? I can understand that type of favoritism, but I think when it's like clear, this dude is doing, or this girl is doing something, you're like protecting it. That's a bit weird. You know what I mean? That's a bit like,
I think in the same sense, Devin, that like if you don't know your friend did something, and you don't call them out for it, that's fine. You don't know and stuff. But then don't go and call someone else out for something that they've done when you haven't spoken and what your friend has done. You know, that's basically double standards, and that's what we hate in cancel culture, where people have double standards when it comes to calling out their friends and when it comes to calling out people in general. Like if you can't do both, then don't do any at all. That's how I see it.
On your point, actually, the biggest excuse that many people pull out on Twitter is, I spoke to them privately, so that's why I didn't call them out on Twitter. But like, if you're calling out this person, why can't you speak to them privately? Why can't you give them the same treatment as your friend? So like, I think that's just the biggest excuse like ever. Oh, sorry, I spoke to them privately, that's why you didn't see me commenting on it. But like, bro, you want to comment on every single other person who's not your friend.
So I think that's what makes me think that cancel culture is just becoming a new trend, where people don't actually cancel people for the sake of holding them accountable or to actually make change, but just to get some clout, just to look like someone who's woke, who's not afraid to speak up, who's not afraid to call people out. But in actual fact, if you actually want to bring change, you wouldn't necessarily drag someone publicly, because you message your friend privately, you understand that that's a better way to do it than to drag them publicly. So why would you drag a stranger publicly rather than just DMing them and saying, hey, you do this, this is like white junk, this is a better way to do it, whatever. And I think that even the reason that why we're talking about cancel culture now is because it's happening so much, it's becoming a trend. And I think that in that people are just looking for the wrong reasons. People are not trying to hold other people accountable. They're just looking for some clout.
Get on your point, like if you're not willing to call them out like in real life, it's gonna sound weird, like if you're not willing to call them out in real life in front of their face, then don't call them out publicly online, where you have that barrier
protection,
like, where they can't beat you up, basically. Like you shouldn't be doing that.
A lot of people are vocal now because they are hiding behind screens.
100%.
And I think maybe that's why cancel culture has escalated so much, is because during lockdown and quarantine, people don't have contact. So
people are very bored right now.
It's easier to be vocal and to be strong and to do all those things when you're hiding behind a screen. But if you wouldn't challenge your friend when you see him, like wherever you see him, what's your motives? Like,
then what's your actual like thinking behind it? Jared, I think you said you had another point on, I'm looking for it now, Jenna Marbles and Dawson.
Yeah.
About that.
So
yeah, I
so
don't
with
know.
Jenna,
I heard Jenna got cancelled, but I didn't see
yeah,
anything on it. I don't know why.
that
Um,
was mad. Even like PewDiePie spoke on it. So Jenna Marbles basically made, I think, a racist video like a while back, a few years ago, right?
mhm.
And people basically can't like try to cancel her now, and eventually
Mhm.
came to the point where she's Jenna Marbles is basically a YouTuber, right? She's been there
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
a
She's
long
like one
time,
of the
right?
biggest like
So
female YouTubers.
yeah, so she's been making
Yeah.
YouTube videos for a while now, right? And obviously she's been making videos for a long time. So uh, back in the day, she made a racist video. I don't watch that, what it was about, but people cancel her because of that video, like in 2020 for something she done
Mm.
a while back,
Yeah.
and basically came to the point where she stopped making YouTube videos. She quit YouTube altogether. Now,
Mm.
how bad
That's why
is
she
that
left.
for cancel culture? And and also maybe she may have learned from it because it was a while back. Like what we get to
Yeah.
experience with cancel culture is that people get canceled for things they've done in the past, and
Mm.
people may have learned from it, and they still cancel them for it because they already done it, and that's where you think that's a con for cancel culture, where it's not being used in the right sense. It should be
I'm
used for things that people have done now, or things that people have done in the past, but they haven't learned from it
mm.
or they haven't changed from it. That's
Mm.
how I see cancel culture should be used in the right way.
Mm.
So
Uh,
that was just Jenna Marbles. Shane Dawson was a whole different story. There's too much to get involved in that, but
sorry,
I think
before you move on to the Shane Dawson,
yeah,
I think we can speak about Jenna Marbles.
go for it.
I was actually wondering if you did watch the video because I was gonna ask like how racist the video is. Like how racist
Yeah,
is the video? Because like if it's like one
yeah,
slur, like you can learn from like if you say
yeah,
one thing slur wrong, I can understand. Okay,
yeah,
you've changed. But if it's like a whole video, like oh I hate these people,
Yeah.
oh they're so
yeah,
rude. You know what I mean? Like something super racist. I'd think
yeah.
okay, maybe it is worth looking
Yeah.
back at it and thinking, oh, do you still think this way? Are you
Let's
still
put that video in the
saying something?
description, and people can have a look at it and they can
Yeah,
decide for themselves. And
yeah,
leave your comments down below what you think about the video,
Yeah.
guys.
I think that's
yeah.
another
But
like side effect
yeah.
of cancel culture is that there's no room for growth. There's no room for
Mm,
learning and becoming better. It's just you did this once, and even if it was, if you're being cancelled for something you did now, like that's your own thing. But I think canceling people for what they've done years ago, I think it just discredits any growth that may have taken place. For example, Jenna
mm,
Marbles, we don't know if she is like okay now, if she's
yeah,
wholesome or if she's still being a racist. But I mean, if she is
yeah,
still being a racist, then cancel her left, right, and center. I'm all for it. But I mean, if she's
yeah.
has
Yeah,
actually shown that she's educated herself and that she's being more intentional and respectful and just like humanizing of other people, then I don't think that there's a
Mm,
reason for her to be cancelled now for something that she did years ago.
mm.
yeah,
On your point, where I think you've said it before, an apology without change isn't an apology.
Yeah.
And
oh,
I think with cancel culture, we expect the apology, but we don't wait for the growth. So
Yeah.
it's like
mm,
we get an apology, but then we're like, oh, this person actually hasn't changed. We haven't. We're not looking if there is growth or not. We're just saying, oh, there's an apology, and they just gave like a flimsy paragraph. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah,
and I mean, on Twitter, we've seen that a lot
okay,
where people have actually just given an apology and not done any
Yeah.
change. They still carried on the way they were. Um, whereas others have given an apology and changed, whereas they still get cancelled. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's really weird. I think over social media, it's also super. I think it's super weird to keep canceling people because, like, how do you know over some like a few words? How do you know I've changed or not? Like,
Yeah.
mm,
regardless, how do you know if I've changed? So I think it's a weird continuously canceling people. By that I mean like canceling them once, and then if they
Yeah.
resurface again, like, oh, but remember what they did over here. You know what I mean? So I think it's a bit really weird. But yeah, I don't know. But Jared, you want to speak about Shane Dawson? I heard he's a bit of a pedophile.
bro, there's too much, bro.
I don't know if that's
I heard
true.
about that.
I don't know if that's true.
The Shane Dawson one was mad because he said something like I can't remember what it was, but I think like it watched videos of kids or something like that, or he doesn't mind uh, like looking up kids and stuff on the internet, something like that in a sense where it was like he was a pedophile, which he
Yeah,
was. It
I
was bad. I did that.
I either watched video or heard an audio of him making very like
Yeah.
weird comments about little girls, and then like there was a lady on the video or something with him, and she was like, dude, that's really
like,
weird,
no.
like stop making comments like that. And he was like, but like there's nothing wrong with it, and then he carried on. It was very weird. But the people who are canceling him and the people who aren't canceling are still watching his videos. Like the people who are canceling him are watching his videos and then commenting under why are we still supporting this guy. But like you are supporting him, right? You're watching his videos. That's giving you money. Like I don't understand that. I literally saw someone post on their status under Shane Dawson's video, them commenting, why are we still supporting this guy? This dude's a pedophile. And then like a bunch of people underneath it saying, yo, you right. That's so true. Why are we supporting this pedo? Like all of you watch the video. You helped him. You are supporting him. You are the problem. No one who is supporting him is going under and commenting on his video. Why are you wasting your time?
Yeah.
All the time you have in lockdown and you're watching pedophile videos and commenting he's a pedophile. Like, come on, bro.
It's like Cardi B gave a speech once, and she was like, thanks to all the haters who still stream my music.
Literally,
don't follow through or doing.
Literally, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I would say for that, it's people that let's say I call it Shane Dawson, right, on Twitter or Instagram or something, and that thing blows up. Now you're gonna go and you feel good because your tweet or something blew up. So you'll be like, okay, let me go watch another video of his. Let me find a short clip of what he says, and then talk shit about him on it, and maybe that will blow up as well. And people want to do that because they're chasing clout by canceling people.
Yeah, and it turns from like shaming into clout chasing very quickly.
Clout is killing our generation.
Yeah. So like, I think the mindset behind it is like, oh, this tweet about me hating on this guy got a lot of likes. So maybe if I do it again, more people will like it as well. So I think they're trying to justify clout chasing by saying, oh no, but it's shaming this guy. Like we're canceling this guy. Like it's okay actually. And it's kind of weird how they intermingle, but
and at the end of the day,
that's very interesting.
Is someone actually going to change anything? Like, is this person actually going to learn? Is he actually going to, or he or she, or whatever they identify as, are they going to change their ways and learn and do something different? Or are they just going to continue in their stubborn, discriminative, or trashy ways that they were cancelled for?
Can I ask, is Shane Dawson gay? Or like, what is he? Is he gay or is he straight?
I think he's gay. I think he's gay. Yeah.
I think he's gay. I think he's like married to a guy. But like, I asked because like it's super weird that a gay guy is making like sexual comments about little girls. That's why I was like, it's even weirder actually. It's super weird. A married gay guy is making comments about little girls.
Because you said you probably could have justified it, and you'd be like, no, I could say that because I'm gay. Yeah. But it's still wrong, no matter if you're gay or straight.
It's still weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think next con is could cancel culture come to a point where it leaks into real life? I think it definitely can. I mean, I just told you guys a story about how it literally happened in real life. But I'm not so stressed out about like the big mistakes. I think if someone really does you dirty, then you gotta communication with them. I think that's perfectly fine. I think for your own mental health or whatever, your own physical well-being, that's good. But I'm talking about like small mistakes, very like nothing super bad. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
Mm.
How cancel culture coming into a real life situation.
I feel like something that could be perceived as small to you could be perceived as very big to somebody else.
Yeah, I think it's very
when you are, like,
subjective.
when you are the victim of someone's trashy behavior, it's big to you. But as a bystander, even you watching is like, okay, cool, that's not okay. To you, it's like, oh, it's not okay, but like whatever. But to the person who's the victim, it's a huge deal.
Yeah, it's obviously you can't be in everyone's head. You can't know what everyone's thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it comes down to like I don't know if you guys have heard that joke where it's like you give life advice and then you're like, oh, but I don't know. It's kind of like that. It's like, oh, I see this is bad. I see this is bad, but I don't actually know that. I don't know how you're feeling about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
but I guess
I definitely agree with your point.
That's also a pro of cancel culture, is that it is going to overflow into society, because it, in an essence, it is normalizing holding people accountable. Whereas in the past, especially like the rich and famous could get away with murder, whereas now people are actually speaking up. And
I mean, they still can.
Yeah, but I mean, there's people are being vocal about it at least. In the past, they would just do whatever they want to and no one would say anything because they're afraid. Whereas now, even though cancel culture has become somewhat toxic, the purest form of it, which is holding people accountable, is becoming normalized. It was never normalized in society. Now it's like people are stepping up and holding people around them accountable, holding leaders accountable, holding people of influence accountable. I mean, look at what happened to Beyonce. I could never, Coco v. World War III, a parallel universe. I saw those things coming before I saw Beyonce being called out for cultural appropriation. Okay.
Yeah, I heard I actually saw that. I heard Beyonce's not black. Beyonce's Italian. Something wild like that. But I heard it was like,
that's not true.
Was it not that? Was it that?
No.
I heard about it.
No, dude, I thought you were talking about that, dude. I was like, damn. I was like, if Marcus is talking about it, it must be true.
No, that is
dude. One of like a senator or like someone in America.
It was Donald Trump.
Power. No, it wasn't Trump. It was some other guy.
No, I'm pretty sure I saw Trump tweet it as well.
Okay, well, the first guy that I saw was like some senator or mayor or something. He said that Beyonce is Italian. She's not black.
And that is not true.
She's been impersonating being black for like years, decades.
No, so basically what happened is...
It's great. I literally thought you were talking about that. I was like, damn, dude. Beyonce's Italian.
It's kind of part of it, though. It's kind of part of what Marcus is saying, because...
No, it's not. How is it part of it?
But like, if she
it's
was...
still kind of cultural appropriation.
But that's not
it's kind of cultural appropriation. Just not the same
but
thing.
if she was Italian, she can't be portrayed as African, and she can't be using...
that's still cultural appropriation, isn't it?
You know? That's what you got cancelled for, right?
Or it's racist. It's probably racist. More racist than anything.
That's not the point. The point was she's been out because she's been...
Okay, yeah. What did she actually get cancelled?
I think it was a Nigerian model who called out, who posted something about her using African culture, portraying it even with this new film that's coming out. But the thing about the film is that it's not even going to be available in Africa. It's also about the fact that she prides herself on like African American. That she never comes to Africa, so Africa can't actually benefit or enjoy the very African art that she is supposedly,
or even just like getting out like exposure that Africa isn't so bad. Because I mean, America, there's a big stigma in America that all Africans have no water. You have to feed African food. So like, and every time a famous person comes to, let's just use South Africa as an example, but there's many wonderful African countries. But I mean, South Africa, for instance, they all love it, and they all post about it saying, yo, South Africa's not that bad. And it very much helps the country because you bring in tourism, you bring in everything. So like portraying this African and African American style and not even coming to Africa, you kind of screwing over the people you like trying to uplift.
Yeah, but no, I think cancel culture is good in that way. It's because people are normalizing actually calling out other people's trash.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that. I like that she was called out for that because I didn't even know she didn't do like African,
Yeah.
what you call it, like shows or anything. Kim K also got called out. I think it was Kim.
Ooh, but
She
they
got called out for. She was also. I don't think it was like necessarily cultural appropriation, but she was wearing a dress or something made by an African designer, but she didn't tag the designer.
No, but she got called for a
She
lot
get
of
no
things,
credit.
from like
But that
even
wasn't
having
Kylie.
braids.
So first of all,
Braids, bro.
with the Kardashian Jenner clan, they have been cancelled. This thing with Kylie posting the dress, like I don't think that that's like anything wrong with that.
Oh, so it was Kylie.
It was Kylie. It was
Sorry,
Kylie
I knew it was one of them.
entitled to like tag someone. Like, yes, it would have helped if she did, but she didn't do anything.
Yeah, I also think I was when I first saw it, I was like, well, why does she have to tag you? Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, if I post a picture, you don't see me tagging Mr. Price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think also
So,
the issue with them is that they literally have built their success on Black culture, but they appropriate it in the way that they do it. Yeah, which is a whole other chat. Like, it's a whole other chat.
Yeah. Let's chat Kim K and Marcus's TikToks.
Come on. Wow.
Oh, we're gonna get that TikTok out there one day.
Yeah.
So I think we spoke actually about the pros. I mean, let's go away from the cons, but I think we spoke a little bit about the pros, about accountability, and in the purest form, it actually has a good intention.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but yeah, I think with everything on social media, it always turns toxic. There's always a few people crowd chasing, or few people just want to mess around.
Also, mob mentality, guys. Mob mentality ruins the
Oh,
whole thing.
100%. 100%. That's why I stay off a lot of Twitter chats. I don't like to be involved in everything so serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when I'm on social media, I want to have a laugh when I'm on social media. I want to watch dog videos. I want to do stuff that's good for my heart. You know what I mean?
Well, anyways, guys, that is our tea on cancel culture. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do the things, tell a friend, YouTube, iTunes.
Yeah, helps us with the
boom, boom, boom. See you next time.
Helps us with the algorithm on YouTube. Yeah, like, subscribe, share.
Yeah, what you said.